Hello and welcome to Flory Models Friday Catch-Up Show. Here we are with you on the 11th of October 2024 after a difficult week for me. To be honest with you, I had a few days off this week purely because my sciatica was kicking off, and obviously the members know all about this because I did a show on it, but haven't been well, and I am on some quite heavy meds, shall we say, and obviously it's just that cloudiness of the mind, and trying to work and do work like this isn't easy and everything else. So I have been still doing a little bit of work in the background, but not full on like I've been doing. So basically I had like Wednesday and yesterday totally off. Today I'm going to have a light day as well, and then obviously because we've got Flory Fest at the weekend, I'll be full on and ready for that. But I wanted to sort of save my energies and get myself better, if you know what I mean, before that. And then obviously next weekend I've got SMC over in the Netherlands, so I'm traveling over to that. So I just wanted to take a little bit of time for me, get myself fit and squared away and everything else. The good news is I'm feeling a lot better. Hopefully we can come off the meds, I think, over the course of the early part of next week. So I'll be totally back to normal by next weekend. But from a pain point of view, I can sit here quite happily for a good couple of hours before it gets a little bit unbearable. So hopefully we can sort of get on with the show as always and get everything back to normal. But I know this last 2 weeks have been full on, and then obviously the next 2 weeks are going to be full on as well with everything we've got going on at the moment. But I have managed to get this together. It's sort of mocked up at the moment. It's not totally finished. There's still a few bits and pieces to go on, and also it's all a little bit of a loose fit, but we can talk about that one as well. Anyway, it all started on Monday, where we had part 3 of the Eagle Transporter was up with you. So basically in part 3 we were tackling, really the paint stage and all the rest of it. So we were going through the motions of this one. So first of all, we was doing the metalwork, which we've done in part 2, and we were seeing how that looked on this one and everything like that, and obviously checking the fit. Then we had to make up diamond Ford white, or Ford diamond white. And again, one of those things, if you go back through the eras, as Matt was pointing out on the shows, that they've changed that colour so often. Every couple of years it becomes different. And the one from around about 1975, they actually added a hue of green into it, which gives it that sort of, heavy white colour. Instead of being pure brilliant white, it gives it a more depth to the actual white. So they call it diamond white. So for this, we used a little bit of the RAF Sky colour mixed in with normal white. And to a bottle ratio to this, we used 4 or 5 drops to 15 ml. And that's all it took. So, and it gives you a really nice colour that works well with this one. So, and obviously I put in an agitator. So for me, I like to use marine grade little tiny nuts. So we pop them in, and again, you can clean them up afterwards once your bottle's empty, reuse them and pop them in the next bottle. A really cheap and effective way. And now we're in these new dropper bottle types. It's really difficult to thoroughly mix up your paint. And I think AK could have done with putting in an agitator into them just to help the mix ratios and things like that. Because when they're in dropper bottles, sometimes you just can't get that really heavy, thick stuff off the bottom, especially if the paint's been sitting around a long time. So that's why I do that to all the new bottles. In goes the sort of 4 to 5 drops of the actual grey goes in there. And then we did one as a little bit of a test piece to see exactly how it looked. And you can probably see it down in there. It came out there really nice. It's got a very faint hue to it. I wouldn't say it's a green hue, although looking at that, it looks a little bit green, but honestly, it's not. It just gives it. And as you can see, when we started to paint the main model itself, it looks like normal sort of brilliant white until you put anything white next to it. As soon as you put things white next to it, you can see the colour change. So anyway, colour right the way through. We've got the engine nozzles fitted on for the vertical lift jets on the bottom. Got those all in place. And there we go. So this is just sprayed normal white. And then this is the actual Ford diamond white on this side. And you can see it just shifts it off. You got that tiny little hue, and again it looks quite greeny here, but I think the colouring of the matte helps with that to sort of accentuate the green colour, but actually it's not. It's just a really heavy solid white. And again, this is the reason for using a black primer, is so the white looks thick, heavy duty. Instead of it being white on white, it can look a little bit plasticky. So that's why we went with this one. With it all painted white, I decided we were just going to use markers, and we use markers then to go and detail some of the interior areas. So we've got these interior bits down in here. So first of all, we went in there with a little bit of the actual off-white, and then we went in with a little bit of deck tan over the top of it to really sort of colour shift them off to one side. And I think with a wash on the top, it'll look really, really nice. Then it was time to go in with the decals and get all of those fitted into them. And again, some of the decals we used, some of them we didn't. But to be honest with you, the decals were absolutely awful. To the point where they're almost unusable. They are so dry, there's no bend in them. If you try and bend them, they just shatter. And obviously, if you catch them, even just trying to lift them off the backing paper, they have a habit of shattering. I don't know if that's the age because they're 10 years old now, or if they generally were like that from day one. Whichever way, the decals were awful. So as you can see, they were shattering left, right, and centre all over this one. So then we came in with markers to just take care of it. And to cover up some of those gaps and things down in there like that. So anyway, that was that done. And get you up to speed on there. And then today you've got the next part of this one that went up as well, which is part 4, which with the decaling done takes care of the weathering and goes through all the stages like that. So you can see we used a little bit of marker pens down in these black areas as well as the decals, purely because the decals were awful. I'm really going through that, getting it all finished off and getting it looking nice. I decided to put the crew one in there. Hindsight, I think I might have just done it black as if it's powered down. But anyway, it's down, it's in there now. It just looks a little bit two-dimensional, shall we say. It's just a decal on there after all. But anyway, it does start to bring it to life. Obviously, the little jetpack on the back, as I call it, and getting those all decals in, again, really difficult to get them to conform. Even ones on round surfaces, you can see it's shattered. So yeah, very, very difficult to get them in. And again, a lot of it I ended up not using the decals, and we used marker pens. So to be honest, I know I'm now a complete fanboy of marker pens, but I decided we did the rest with marker pens because it was just as easy. Then we came along with a nice satin coat. So for the satin coat, I made a mix. So I used AK's 3rd gen acrylic matte finish, mixed it with a little bit of Goozy, a little bit of Goozy into this one just to give it more of a shine. I wanted it to be more shiny than flat, if you know what I mean, but I didn't want it to be flat or glossy, so somewhere in between. So we went with that. So all of it got a nice generous coat of that right the way over, and really that sort of gets us down to where we sort of are now. So then we came in with the weathering. So from that point of view, we used a little bit of Starship Filth. So this is Decaling 502 oils, and it is number, I've got it right here, it is in the show notes for this one, 510 for that particular one. Again, it's got a nice green hue to it, whereas the smoke color has a sort of brown hue to it. It's more like sepia. This has got a little bit of a ground hue to it, and again, we did a little bit of a test piece right the way over, so the entire thing got a sort of industrial like magic weathering job. So the entire thing basically just got a load of very thin wash right the way over it. We let it dry for a little bit, and once it was dry like this, not totally dry because otherwise it will never come off, but we want it to be that thing where it's still a little bit manipulative, and then we could come in and we could dry brush it right the way over. And then literally we just used a brush and we polished, and then we came in with Q-tips just to do final polishing work and all the rest of it to go round to get it to look pretty much the part right the way through. And as you can see, it starts to looking very, very nice with those all weathered. All right, and that gets us to roughly around about here. So here she is. As I say, she is wet in some areas, but it is together now. Obviously, as you can see, the feet aren't on. They're still a loose fit, but this is roughly how we've got it, looking very nice. So it's sort of weathered in. We're going to do a little bit more to this still. We're going to come in with some dry brushing on this one, and we're going to sort out some various other little techniques. And again, it's not going to have grease and leaks because obviously it's in space, but definitely we want it to have sort of, you know, some nice sort of weathering onto this one as well. So we've gone right the way through. And again, we've got to do the underside of the actual the pod yet, the lab pod. But yeah, we're pretty much looking the part now. So hopefully we haven't got far to go on this one. Let's say I've just been pottering with this one this week, really just going through the sort of motions of it. But I'm really, really happy of how it's turning out. As I say, it's still a little bit of a loose fit here, hence whilst the feet are falling off, but and the jetpack's moving around a little bit. But I think it should be pretty much finished. I reckon by Monday, I think we can come into here and finish this one off on Monday. I'll put that foot back in, give it a bit of a squeeze. And we get this foot back in, and we give it a bit of a squeeze. And we should be able to get it back onto its gear. So there we go, that gets it down in there. So probably one more part to come on this one. I'm going to dry brush the entire thing, and then we're going to put on the little details. We've got all the thruster jets and the things like that to go onto it, but that will complete off this particular build. And I have to say, I'm a complete fanboy now of this particular Eagle transporter. And then hopefully I've got my hands on a 22-inch one. There's a 3D printed one you can do as well, make it as big as you like. So yeah, they might be seeing some of those in the future, because I've actually really, really enjoyed this build. It's not a complicated build. We got it together literally within a couple of hours, and the rest of it you can focus on the painting and weathering. and I have thoroughly enjoyed that one on this. So really, that's what I've been up to this week, pottering, working on this one. And then obviously the big thing is for tomorrow, we've got Flory Fest is starting. So we've got 2 days of all the various stuff going on, as you might imagine. We've got lots of it down in here. I've got the little thing here. So it's going to be the 12th, 13th, obviously Saturday, Sunday. We're going to be on from 10 in the morning to around about midday, and I'll be back with you in 2 in the afternoon till early time after 4. All right, on both actual days. As I said, we're going to be doing lots of stuff with this particular one. So we're going to be doing loads of demos. We've got some tutorial videos that we're going to show on there. These are recorded ones that me and Matt have done over the last 2 days. Obviously, we'll be looking at some of the builds. We'll be looking at this one and all the other stuff. We'll be doing some prize giveaways. We've got some special discounts and offers and all the usual fun and games that we do over Flory Fest. Also on the Sunday, we'll be announcing next year's SIGs and group builds. Nathan's done a fantastic job on that one, and he's got all of those sorted out. So we'll be talking about those. So we'll probably do that around about, I don't know, 3:45 on Sunday if you want to watch it live and see exactly what we're doing. But if you've seen any of the Flory Fest that we've done over the last God knows how many years, you'll know it's totally laid back. It's really relaxed. We've got some great deals, some great offers. You know, I've got some fantastic deals on washes up to 25% off. I've got fantastic deals on merchandise as well, the Flory merchandise. Got some really good giveaways as well we're going to be doing, and we've got the mugs and all the other stuff we're going to be doing that as well. Plus the fact we're joined this year by a couple of very good friends of ours as well. So as you can see, if I move this down, there we go. We've actually got Tiger Hobbies on board. They've got us a discount code that we'll be giving out to you as well. So with some great deals across their entire store. So if you know anything about Tiger Hobbies, you'll know that they do die-cast stuff as well as models and all those things as well. Obviously, Braveco are going to be with us as well. We've got some deals and bits and pieces coming up with them. And obviously, we've got How To Hobbies over in the US who stocks, obviously, Flory Models washes. They're going to be doing some offers and deals as well. And we'll have a good look round at their stores as we make our way through the shows as always. So if you can join us tomorrow, 10 o'clock live, it'll be absolutely fantastic. And as I say, we'll be with you right the way through the day. The chat rooms will all be open. So we'll have YouTube chat on. We'll have obviously the Flory Models chat. So if you've got any questions, anything you want to discuss, talk about, you want us to demo anything, show you anything, or any questions like that, just feel free to ask. It's all free, and you can just ask away to your heart's content. And if we can get the information to you, we will. Or if we can show you how to do it, we'll do that for you as well. So as you say, if you know the Flory Fest ones, like our turkey shoot ones, it's like that. But instead of us building, we're demoing. And do that. If you like the building ones that we do, stay tuned, because obviously we've got the turkey shoot coming up in the end of November, and that's going to be basically 4 days of absolute mayhem where we try and build a kit in 4 days, all of us. So, and we'll go through it just like that. So lots of fun with that one. So that's about it for me today. As I say, I'm going to be live with you right the way over the weekend. Great if you can join us. We'd love to see you. All starts off 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Keep an eye out as well on social media for all the deals and discounts and promo codes and that will be going out to you as well. So you can get some money off various places, not just with us, obviously, but with PM, Braveco, Tiger Hobbies, and obviously over at Have To Hobbies as well. We'd love to have you along. Anyway, that's it from me. As always on a Friday, I'm going to leave you with great work from the gallery. So until tomorrow, everybody, happy modelling. Take care.
I was not ready to falling like I'm wasted.